All right, we are back here for finals for the National Rock Racing Association. I am Matthew Holt. I have Bree Moeller in the booth with me as always. And we are at Wildcat Off-Road Park in East Bernstadt, Kentucky. Again, right down the road from my alma mater, EKU. Love saying that. We got close to a Buc-ee's, too. I mean, that's definitely a win. You know, run down, get your snacky snacks. Again, appreciate Dearborn Drone Co. for that beautiful drone shot coming in.
Yeah, that was a great shot of our racing area, our Mickey Thompson mountainside here at Wildcat, where we've got all of our courses for all of our classes this weekend, all in one convenient, spectator-friendly place. Is one of the things we love about racing here at Wildcat. We completed our youth classes, course 1 and 2. So if you're joining us on Power Sports World, welcome back to the racing action. We're going to continue with our UTV Bounty course 2 in just a moment. There's a great shot of our spectator area. You can see there's not a bad seat in the house right now. Lots of nice room to put your easy up, park your UTV, and check out all the racing action. And there's Matt and I. Hi, guys.
Yes, hello. What is up, everybody?
Welcome back. To our online audience joining us on the Rock Racing TV YouTube channel. Hope you guys enjoyed watching that youth class action. That's always fun. Those guys do a great job out there. And then to our Power Sports World audience joining us on TV. Hope you guys had a good little break, got your snacks, got some lunch, whatever you're doing, and are ready to settle in for a little bit more racing action with us.
Again, it should be a very awesome afternoon right now. A little bit warm, but there's kind of a nice breeze. If you're in the shade, it's not too bad. So hopefully we'll have a nice, awesome day of racing.
We are enjoying a beautiful day here at Wildcat. Fall is in the air, which, you know, it is October now, so it's about time. This is going to be UTV Bounty Course 2. So just a refresher, or in case you missed it, on Course 1, we only had 2 drivers able to finish the course. Casey Howell had the fastest time of a 1:10, followed by Nathaniel Bell with a 1:14.
Again, it's been a great afternoon of racing. Again, right now we're going to kick off the UTV Bounty Series, and then we have Bouncer. Course 2 is going to be a little bit more gnarly. That first big ledge we saw earlier this season that gave guys a lot of headaches, so definitely going to be a wild time there. And then tomorrow we're going to have Course 3 and Course 4. Looks like we're about to kick off again. I have to say I'm a little partial to this teal-looking buggy sitting in the Raceland starting gate.
Well, that's Brady McCreath kicking us off again. He was a late entry, so as usual, he is going to be starting us off for all of our courses, or at least for today.
Here we go. Again, that line right there, you can see all the drivers kind of rushing to the edge to watch to see what line he took, because that is getting more and more gnarly as the weekend progresses. And I think you're going to see some guys later on this afternoon have some trouble within the bouncer class. So I know that a lot of our UTV drivers are watching as well as all the bouncers are pressed to the edge to see how it goes.
That is the Yukon Do-It Hill, and it looks like Brady McCreath could, in fact, do it. Again. Hopefully we'll get to see him crossing the finish line this time. He did, unfortunately, have a DNF on Course 1.
Woo, buddy. Kind of launch it up and let it settle. Again, I think we've seen enough people have some wild rides up those little dirt hills to the bottom. I think everybody's kind of gotten the hang of it now. We've had a chance to put some wheels on it.
They're settling in and figuring out the rhythm to the walls, I think.
Yeah, I know that everyone gets a little, wants to put in some speed, but that's not a time you want to back it off a touch right there. You do want to have enough momentum to make it, but not be too crazy with it. There we go. Nice, easy, smooth run going. And taking his time, kind of coming down. You can see, look at the powder at the bottom of that hill. You can see how much that dust just, that settles at the bottom, turns into almost like talcum powder, baby powder.
Well, they don't call it the Dusty Mountains for nothing, Matt. I don't know if they call it that at all, but I'm calling it that now.
I went to blow my nose after my run, and it was just pure black, and I was like, okay, well, all right, good times.
Good to know.
Good times. Again, just a nice smooth run going there.
I think he might have missed his turn there, but looks like he got it figured out, and he's through the finish line now.
That's a 150.051.
And what's that called, Matt?
Palindrome. I love that.
And I'm sure Brady McCreath's loving that, too, getting through the finish line after, unfortunately, starting the day off with a DNF on course 1.
All right, Casey Howe pulling up to that race line starting gate again. He also opted out of racing the Cup Series just to kind of help save the car for the Bounty Series. Which I think was pretty smart since he's sitting in that top spot in the Bounty Series. Trying to put a whole bunch more abuse on the car is not necessarily the best thing to do, because this course is going to be super gnarly. Just having just a rough time getting that line figured out. And again, that is so gnarly at the top. I know you guys are having a little bit of trouble there on screen to see. Side note, it's even much harder when you're in the buggy and dust is churning around all four tires. These guys have a spooled front and rear, so that means all four tires are turning all the time, no matter what, unless you break something. But all four tires are churning that dust up, so visibility becomes very minimal at that point. Again, Casey Howe did opt out again. You can see why, just having so much durability in these rigs. He wanted to try to save the car as much as possible for this Bounty Series that he's sitting number one at points coming into this weekend.
Yeah, Casey with a 29-point lead coming into the weekend and also having the fastest time on course 1. Things are looking pretty good for him at this point.
And again, you can see how much of this whole Mickey Thompson Mountain we're using this weekend, which is why studying some of those courses is super important so you don't get lost. We've had a few drivers have to back up, but most of them were able to correct quickly their mistakes.
.155.021 for Casey Howell.
All right, we got Nathaniel Bell, his TC-built chassis. Nathaniel won this class last year.
Nathaniel second in points.
And again, he's also a guy that likes coming down to a little pre-running. And he won't necessarily always, just rip the entire course. He'll come up on one hill or one section, and he'll kind of roll into it and roll back 2 or 3 times, feeling it out and feeling necessarily how fast he needs to go, which is nice because usually we have 4 or 5 bouncer drivers who also get to watch that and see how his approach is and maybe if one line is better than the other. So we also use that to kind of study for. So having that one driver kind of feeling inside the cab is nice for the rest of us outside. We kind of use that as our cheat code to see, maybe he's approaching it too far to the right or left, or maybe he's rolling a little faster in. So it's kind of nice to have that guinea pig out here before race day.
All right, we're getting our course cleared. Safety gear situated.
Letting some of the dust settle out there too.
All right, guys, just to fill you in on our little pause here, we are making sure we are putting a fire extinguisher up. We're moving it to a different position since we are running a little bit different section of the hill now. Safety is always our number one priority here, and we want to make sure that all of our gear and people are where they need to be for each course that we run. So bear with us for just a moment while we get that taken care of, and then we'll be sending Nathaniel Bell off the line.
All right, sounds like we're about to have a course clear.
All right, clock is hot. Here goes Nathaniel Bell. Second in points right now, chasing down Casey Howell. Nathaniel also had the second time on course 1. Oh, Yukon do it.
Come on, do it. Come on, get up there. Go, baby, go. Nice smooth run there by Nathaniel Bell. Nice smooth landing again. I think everybody's kind of figured out those little dirt hills like me and Bree were talking about earlier. I think they've got a good, nice, smooth run. There we go.
It's a controlled descent.
It really is.
Semi-controlled.
It's like kind of a rocky skip. That's a 131.601.
New leader on course 2.
Heck yeah.
That means Brady McCreath in second right now and Casey Howell in third here for course 2.
Again, we can see a few of our bouncer drivers kind of getting strapped in. Daniel Heckley pulled down here. Back to next to Keith, kind of get a better view. Again, this will be the second course of our UTV Bounty and our Brock Bouncer. So guys are starting to kind of get settled in, kind of feeling it out. I know we had a lot of guys on the first course who kind of just played it safe. They wanted a quick time, but not anything like super fast. You know, go out, get a good time, be settled, get some points on the board. I think now we're going to see them start to turn that heat up a little bit.
Alston Tidwell leaving the line now. Alston in the third place position in points coming into this weekend. Nathaniel's got a really big 213-point lead on Alston, though, so it would take a DNF or something like that for Alston to get up in there. But, hey, top 3 for the season. Still a great place to be.
Yeah, again, that gets real squirrely up there. There's about a 1.5 undercut right in the middle. So once you kind of clear the front, you need to kind of keep going. Otherwise, if you slide to the middle like he did, there's a good chance you could roll over. And I know a thing or two about rolling over there.
Matt, are you speaking from experience?
I am. Again, you can see a lot of our bouncer drivers kind of getting settled, getting ready. There.
That's a good place to stake the landing. It's going to be a tough spot for him to.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, maybe not. Maybe we can just drive out to the access road.
Yeah, that's a squirrely place to be right there. You see Cody Kaysen running up to talk to him, kind of give him some pointers or some encouragement.
Cody's always getting his steps in out here.
He really is. He really is. He was the one up again when I got hung up with there. I could feel the front end pulling. No, I broke an axle shaft, so I was trying to back down. And I thought, well, I'm so close to the top if I get a run, but there was so much looseness up there, loose gravel, loose rock. You just spin. So he ran up there and backed me down. Okay, so I guess he broke a lower front A arm. Good news is he self-recovered himself off the course, so we're going to go ahead and send
Which
Madison
we
King.
always appreciate.
Yeah, we do appreciate that. If you're going to break, at least keep yourself recovered off the course.
All right, Madison King on her way to see what she can do here on course 2. So far, we've had 3 finishes and 1 DNF on course 2 for UTV Bounty. And actually, so far, Madison has already rolled twice today and once yesterday. So here's hoping we don't have a...
Oh!
Okay.
Right there. There we go.
Hey, she can drive out of that.
There's a lot of loose brush there, but it kind of soaks up your landing, and luckily she landed on all fours. So, and we have kind of a temporary recovery crew sitting right next to her because Brittany McGreath is right there. So they were, okay, well, she pulled off course. There we go. Looks like she's gonna just take her 10 points, maybe. Oh no, backing up.
No, have you met Madison?
I know her dad's down there at the bottom of the hill, giving her some pointers as she sends a dust cloud his way. Madison has communications in her headset, and her dad has a headset on as well, so Madison can hear him giving some pointers. A lot of times, having that extra set of eyes when you're in the cab, being able to, back up or go a little far right, a little far left. Come on.
It's definitely throwing them over to the left.
Yeah, keeping your momentum going forward. There we go.
I think she's up.
Again, you can see that dust once they hit that top little bowl section. You can see her dad jogging over to the next course where she'll be coming down here. Nice, smooth downhill section here before she comes over and hits the rest of this Mickey Thompson mountain. I said normally call them spider step-ups, but I feel like these are more of a launch-up, really.
The spider send-off.
Yeah, send-off. I like that better. Yeah. I'll say we right next to the... There we go.
Got another one through the finish line. 182.267. And much better odds this time on course 2 for
Really,
Bounty
yes.
class than we had on course 1. And I do believe that completes course 2. So a real quick rundown for you guys. Nathaniel Bell had the fastest time with a 1:31, followed by Brady McCreath with a 1:50. Casey Howell with a 1:55, and Madison King with that 1:82. That means we are ready to move into course 2 for the bouncers right after we take a quick commercial break. We're going to come back and start sending the bouncers off the line, so don't go far.
The Mickey Thompson Premium Mud Terrain is on the road and full of undisputed attitude. The Baja Boss MT. No compromises, ever. We are purpose-built tires for truck and Jeep enthusiasts everywhere. All mud tires are not created equal, and here's the proof. Powerfly XD construction, asymmetrical tread design, extreme side biters, and more. Find your tire size today at MickeyThompsonTires.com.
All right, folks, welcome back here for Course 2 of the Mickey Thompson Bouncer Cup. We are just about ready to start sending them off the line. For Course 2, we are going to be watching them climb the Yukon Do-It Hill, which we just saw our UTV Bounty class tackle. So I think we're going to be seeing some good action there. And we are ready to head to the line. We've got some drivers that are ready to unleash on Course 2. Looks like we're going to be starting off with Nick Reich. Here we go with Nick Reich on Course 2.
And he is going to make a statement here, I think. So Nick called me actually right after we entered our broadcast and said, I had some issues on the first run. I said, really? And he sent me a picture. He actually broke the button on the rear steer.
Oh.
So he literally had to just use front steering on the whole rest of the course.
Oh.
Go, baby, go. Again, making quick work of that Yukon Do-It Hill. Again, as the dust starts to settle, we can see Nick coming down this Mickey Thompson Mountain. Heading over into those spider step-ups.
Oh, airing it out. That's a spider send-off right there.
He's like, you know what? We're at least going to have some fun with it here. Yeah, he is absolutely driving the heck out of this thing right now. Again, I know my dad was getting super glue for him last time I talked to him for that button they broke on his rear steer. There we go. See what that time's going to be. That's a 90.218. Again, that 92nd-ish was about the fastest time on Course 1. We'll see if that's going to hang on to Course 2.
Speaking of, a quick rundown of top 5 from Course 1 to refresh your memory. Wade Good had the fastest time with a 90, followed by Cooper Bentley with a 96. Then we had Daniel Heckley with a 97.60, Nick Reich with a 97.65, and Clay Kaysen with a 99. Those were your top 5 from Course 1. Now we've got Dan Bowman on the line. Dan Bowman is on a mission.
Yeah, he came out and just said, I want to have some fun this weekend.
Yeah, he missed our last couple of races. Glad to see him be able to join us for finals.
I was really heckling him, but he's like, I have a vacation scheduled with the family, and he was scheduled before it's a big trip he had scheduled before the race series came out, so he said our schedule came out, so he's like, I have to take him on that. I was like, listen, you can bring your family here. It's okay.
No, you can't disappoint the fam.
Yeah, he said, I don't think my wife would appreciate that very much. But he brought, since he's around the Cincinnati, Ohio area, this is only about 2.5 hours from where he lives. He brought like 40, 50 people with this weekend.
Wow.
He has a whole gaggle up there near his camp. And he said, we're having a good time with this weekend. He said, come up, say hi. There we go. Come on.
He's working on the Yukon Do-It Hill right now.
Again, there is so much dust around him. That thing is such a monster truck, that TC-built chassis. that you just see the dust kind of exploding around the tires when he takes off. But luckily, has a little bit of a chase bar there in the Tyrant, so we can actually kind of see where he's at. He's backing up a little bit to get a little visibility, I'm sure. There he goes. Looks like he is clear.
Does Dan have 100 shots?
He does.
Too?
He does.
Yeah, we haven't seen that one out here.
He has a fleet. And again,
that's the backup bouncer.
Yeah, he's got a few of those actually. He also has Menace too.
Oh, that's right.
So he has a fleet of TC chassis.
His backup bouncer has a backup bouncer.
It does. He's been kind of playing with different ones lately to see what he likes for different stuff. And me and Brandon Davis were talking about what he's going to race on each course. He said it might vary from course to course, and he says it's always good to have a backup and. Something that's maybe a little flatter that has a lot of rocks, he might bring Menace to, where he said Tyrant's kind of one of his favorites. He likes really getting out there and blasting around in it.
Well, this is his second year racing Tyrant now, so gotta imagine he's most comfortable in this one.
And he said it really is, the thing he loves about Tyrant so much, he said it's just durable. I can get out, I can beat on it. He said it stays together. Holy cow.
Speaking of beating on it.
Yeah. Again, just getting out and launching it.
He was like, I just need to clear the dust cloud so I can see for a minute.
He really does. Yeah.
Wow, speaking of a dust cloud.
And we talked a little bit about Rush last year. Dan had some problems with the transmission. He said they were actually able to go back and watch the reader. The transmission was like 859 degrees when it blew the pan off of it. I said, how do you even get a transmission that hot?
Oh, yeah.
He said we had one of these special braided lines that usually a line will blow off. And that's what I assumed happened. He said, no, the lines are braided. They're good to 900 PSI. And he said the temperature is about the same.
Wow.
He said, literally, I ripped the bolts out of the pan.
That's impressive.
I'm like, I didn't even get a motor that hot.
Me
neither. That hot. Dan Bowman there.
Well, I'm not sure what happened there, but he made it through the finish line. It seems like he made a wrong turn, though. We'll confirm that with you guys.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. It looks like he was kind of coasting there to the finish line, so I'm not sure if it was just.
Unfortunately, we did get that confirmed. That is a DNF, that he came down the wrong part of the course, unfortunately.
Oh, dang it, we hate that for Dan Bowman. And speaking of Dan's,
Daniel
Heckley sitting on that race line starting gate.
Daniel's still fourth in points for the weekend. Or coming into this weekend, fourth in points. Daniel Heckley had a third place finish on course 1, so things been going pretty good so far this afternoon for him. When Zach was up here earlier with me, we were talking about this being one of or the most winningest bouncers in the circuit right now, between Timmy and Brandon and Daniel. This thing's been around for a while, and it's put its drivers on top of the podium a lot of times.
That will be a hard record to break, the most winningest bouncer ever, just because it has won so many races with Daniel and Brandon and Timmy. I don't know. That's going to be a hard record to break.
Yep.
Somebody would have to start their career with a bouncer and just win a whole bunch of races. I think it's just a monster.
Unleashing on this course.
It really is. And I've always said, Unfinished Business was one of my favorite bouncers ever built. And every time I say that, Timmy's like, Hellbent's just like a better version of that. He's like, it's a little bigger, a little wider, a little taller, a little meaner.
Oh, Daniel went far left into the trees. Yeah, he's still on all fours somehow.
Yes, because right here earlier this year, he actually went up and kind of just barely tipped it over right there after he
I think that tree just saved him.
Yeah, I would agree as well. Again, he got right past the hill and then kind of just tipped over earlier this year.
Man, Daniel already won a Skinny Pedal Award for his super wild ride at Hawk Pride earlier this summer. Looks like he's going for another nomination right now on the Yukon Do It Hill.
I think he maybe broke a front right axle. Well, maybe not. So, it seemed like it was just bogging down a bunch right there. I don't know if he was in high gear or what.
I think Daniel and Jay Stewart's share driving tips together because we know that neither one of them is going to back down from a course or an obstacle, and the buggy might just end up in pieces if it has to. Or they might just take out a few trees along with them.
Yes. Yeah, it's funny that he does street work for a living because he has a very, oh man.
Oh, a nice little
I love
wheelie
that.
there.
He's just like, oh, I'll come down when I want to. You don't tell me how to live my life. Yeah, he brought it down to that skid plate pretty hard, twice.
Looks
Dang
like front
it.
drive shaft. We can see it hanging down.
Man.
He
Uh-oh.
bottoms pretty hard.
Oh,
yeah.
man. He was trying. He was trying. Oh, man. Yeah, dang it.
Oh, man.
That stinks. He came up on that little SCS or that step up and kind of landed right on the case. My guess is when he was coming back, he drug that drive shaft just enough to kind of break it.
Yeah, you can.
Man, you hate to see that.
See it hanging down.
Such a bummer.
Even Hellbent has its limits.
Yeah.
Apparently.
And again, it could have been, he could have broke it right at the caps. Maybe broke a U-joint, and that's why it caused it to fail. But, man, you hate to see that. Yeah, you could see it banging pretty hard.
So far we are three drivers in on course 2. Nick Reich, the only one across the finish line with a 90.2. Dan Bowman and Daniel Heckley both a DNF. Like Daniel was able to go ahead and drive off the course. Looks like we've got DC Thompson lined up next.
DC Thompson launching out of that race line starting gate. DC, we've seen him come out and be a bit of a rock star in the UTV class before, so now he's been doing a little side-by-side or some back-bouncing action last year or two. Him and Ryan Boyd teamed up. Whoa! Dang it.
Uh-oh.
Stay back on your tires. Nope. Come on. Yeah, stink. Man, you hate to see that. He was so close, too. And again, one of the reasons is you have this very dusty hill that's full of rock ledges that's nice and smooth. So when you throw a little dust on there, it kind of becomes like roller skates. So when you hit the side of that, it kind of just swings the rear end around, and you lose all momentum going forward, and now you're kind of going sideways. So it's really, really an unfortunate situation. But we've seen several guys, Dan Bowman included, kind of swinging around.
Did he land on all four?
He's trying to get up there.
Oh, I couldn't tell through all the dust. Stuck the landing.
It looks
all
like
right.
he's trying to actually just climb up it at this point, kind of bring that front axle to it. Dang it.
Whoa,
Uh-oh.
heads up.
Looks like it's going to hit a tree, maybe? That's going down the hill. Boo. Yeah.
Wow.
The sand pit will have to, somebody will have to head down to the sand pit and dig that out.
That's
earlier.
why we put that ravine there
Yes.
for everybody.
Travis Skelton down here getting his happy feet on.
Yes. I don't think that's supposed to come off like that, Matt.
That's not. And I'm pretty sure they run like Spider Tracks housing, so they have really, really good parts on there. And yet, every hub has a weak link.
Well, we've had a key fall out on the hill yesterday. We got tires come flying down the hill. Stuff's just abandoning ship here, just jumping off the buggies.
Here comes our Ames Oil action shot. Again, you can see that front end kind of swinging around, and it just kicked him sideways. He was trying everything he could to power it up the hill, but yeah, stink. You hate to see that. Luckily, he rolled a few times. I think he rolled two complete rollovers because you saw the tires the second time come up in the air. Landed back on his wheels and then hit it again.
Well, that's DC for you.
Yeah, he is.
We know DC's a wheelman. He can drive all kinds of stuff.
He really can.
When I say wheelman,
Yeah.
that doesn't have anything to do with the one that just came rolling down the hill.
Yeah. Again, you can see it right there as he was starting to back up. Very exciting. Crystal, our camera lady, keeping her happy feet on, getting ready to go.
All right, we're back at the line with Clint Garrison.
Luckily, the tire self-recovered itself as well. Clint Garrison had a stunt driver our last event. Go, baby, go. There we go.
Oh, that was textbook.
There we go.
Nicely
Out the
done,
top.
Clint.
Nice, smooth run by Clint Garrison. Awesome job.
Zach and I were talking earlier when he was up in the booth with me. Oh, I think our drone just took a rock. About how Clint is so good about just laying down good, consistent, fast finishes, and that's why he's in that top 5 right now. He's coming in 5th in points to the weekend. We don't usually see him getting too crazy or rowdy or on the wild, ragged edge. He's just very consistent, and he's showing that once again right now with this run. Nice. .263 for Clint Garrison, and only our second driver through the finish line so far. We've had Nick Reich and Clint Garrison be able to complete this course, and then 3 DNFs at this point. You guys are watching course 2 of the Mickey Thompson Bouncer Cup. This is finals weekend here, day 2 of 3 at Wildcat Off-Road Park with the National Rock Racing Association. Thanks for tuning in with us here on Hillside Live. To our online audience joining us on Rock Racing TV YouTube channel, and to our television audience joining us on Power Sports World. We've got a section of the course getting cleared right now. Looks like we might have had a boulder roll down into the course.
That dozer was on it, though. He was like speeding out over the course.
This is his moment, his time to shine.
Yeah, it is, and we appreciate that. Our course workers, hopping out there, getting something taken care of it. Again, for us, it's more of a safety issue if somebody's coming down and tag that stump, kind of log, getting that moved out of the way. Not so much bouncers. Bouncer probably wouldn't have as much as an issue, but like our UTV Cup or UTV Bounty might they might have some issues with the large stump in the middle of the course.
Plus, we don't want it to be unfair for the drivers that haven't gone yet to have to deal with it when the others that didn't have to.
There we go. Jay Stortz and his new buggy, Fortitude.
Ooh, that buggy sounds rowdy.
He's running a Godzilla with a Whipple supercharger. That new 7.3-liter Ford engine. Got to talk to him a little bit last night.
Oh, that whipped him real hard over to the left, but he stuck with it.
Dude, listen to that buggy. That thing. Yeah.
When we lost a rear drive shaft.
Dang it, yeah.
Another one bites the dust.
Yeah. And again, I don't know if he hit it on something or looks like there's guys going to go over and see if they can get it pulled off. I know
he was right at the top of the ledge, so I'm going to say that he hit it on the rock ledge up there.
That or he was, I seen him kind of get to the top there and stop, so either hit it on that ledge or he might have been. Yeah, maybe, or it could have been sliding backward and the back tires kind of grabbed. Kind of caught traction, and again, with that much power, that much torque, when you're sliding backwards and those Mickey Thompson tires hook, something has to give. There has to be a weak link. So a little U-joint or a U-joint strap even. We have these tiny little U-joint straps holding in this monster motor with huge horsepower. So I've seen some very tiny things let go, but luckily those are usually a pretty, not only are they an easy fix, but they're pretty economical to fix as well. Yeah, all right, while we get this recovered, we're going to take a quick commercial break and let them get the course clear, and we'll be back right after these messages.
All right, so this is our XT tire, and this is the 35, 10, 15. This is the biggest tire that we make for a UTV. And this is the road compound. We have two different compounds. As you can see, it's kind of hard to squeeze these together. This is going to last you a lot longer if you're just doing trail riding on asphalt to get to the trails. If you're trailering and you're only going to be on trails, then I would recommend our trail compound. I mean, it's much softer. grip and grab those rocks with the wheel. That's what the majority of our drivers that we sponsor use the XC Trail compound. But we also have our AMP tire, and this is a 6-ply tire. The XC is the 8-ply. It's got really tough sidewalls, and in fact, one of our drivers took first place in the Bounty Series last race in Hot Springs with this tire. So those are the two main tires that all racers use. And you can get any of these tires and the wheels that they're mounted on through Rock Life as well.
In the midst of the 1920s, a group of passionate motorcyclists came together. They had a vision to advocate for and promote motorcycling, all the while organizing the sport. By 1924, the AMA was born, becoming a revolutionary force for the love of riding. From the rumble of early classics echoing across the board track to the slick speed demons of today, the AMA has been the heartbeat of motorcycling since its founding in 1924. Little did they know, their shared vision and decades of combined effort would change the landscape of motorcycle riding forever. Over the last century, we've witnessed the evolution of the motorcycle industry. Over years of intense competition, we've watched as the rugged, air-cooled pioneers have slowly been replaced by highly engineered, fine-tuned machines. Machines that were built for a variety of purposes, some for speed, others for exploration, but all for the pursuit of freedom. And in the background, the AMA has been there, at every step, embracing and championing the evolution of our beloved rides. But with the AMA, we're more than just chrome and horsepower. We share the same passions as you, and we will never stop advocating for your freedoms on the open road. Whether we're fighting for the expansion of your riding areas, or fighting for your rights to wrench on your motorcycles, and so much more, we will continue to be your voice behind the scenes, and keep fighting the legal battles needed so that you can keep doing what you love. And that is our promise to the motorcycle community. Because after all, it's never really been about us. It's been about you. We owe it all to our charter clubs and our members, whose grassroots and charitable efforts continue the AMA's mission. As we fast forward 100 years of motorcycle history, there's one thing that stands out the most. The vibrant, diverse, and passionate motorcycle community that's developed around the sport. The American Motorcyclist Association is so much more than just an organization. It's a family of riders connected by the exhilaration of two wheels and the places that they'll take us. As we celebrate our 100th anniversary, we're not just reflecting on the past, we're shaping the future. Youth programs ignite the spark, and the stories of AMA members and AMA Hall of Famers, the custodians of our legacy, continue to inspire the future generations. Here's to a century of endless rides, to the freedom felt in every twist of the handlebar, and to the community that defines us. Happy 100th anniversary, AMA, where the journey is just as thrilling as the destination. The road ahead is as infinite as our passion. Ride on, because together, we are AMA Century Strong.
That no.
And we're back.
What is up, everybody? We're out there having some fun with the broadcasting crew. We appreciate everybody here with our production. We have cameramen and camera ladies out there braving the dust today. Sometimes it's rain, sometimes it's dust, so we appreciate everybody out there on course, as well as everybody tuning in with us out there on the live stream.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining us, our online audience on our Rock Racing TV YouTube channel. And our television audience watching Clay Kaysen leaping off the line right now.
Literally starting off with a wee-wee.
He's like hi-ho silver.
He was. Giddy up and get at him.
Clay had a 5th place finish on course 1. He also had a 5th place finish overall at our last race at Rush Springs Ranch a few weeks ago.
Again, you can see that lip kind of kicking everybody. That front end kind of kicks to the left a little bit there. Unfortunately, it's kind of kicking everybody to the left, and then the buggy gets kind of squirrely and just not what everybody's wanting. It's just kind of a bummer there. Guys trying that real far left line. I think if you have enough horsepower, you might be able to climb out of it.
Well, you know, Nick and Clint have been the only ones to complete the course so far, and both of them just kind of went right up the Yukon Do It hill.
Oh, looks like his tire got stuck a little bit.
Yeah.
We saw DC break the tire off right there, so maybe it's getting more and more undercut right there.
There is also, like, right under where Clay's front end was there, a boulder sticking up that it's probably getting more and more unearthed.
Yeah. Again, it looks like he went to that far, far right side and was able to kind of climb out of it after popping that front end up. So he's going to be excited to get a finish out of it.
It's not over yet, but that was definitely a good first step.
Yeah.
The trail of dust being left behind is just insane today. And speaking of steps right now, we got the spider steps, a.k.a. the spider send-off for the way they're launching people today. Through the finish line. Let's see what his time is.
That's a 1:52.558. Not our fastest time of the day, but he is lucky to have a finish right now. And hopefully he can start a trend. I got Cooper Bentley sitting in that race line starting gate right now.
Well, considering that we're halfway through course 2 with only 3 drivers to cross the finish line, I'd say that Clay's probably feeling pretty good about that run right now.
Literally, yeah, we're might be more than halfway through. And we only have 3 times. I know Cooper Bentley is definitely going to try to solve that right now. Mr. CB Racing, chocolate milk sitting in that race line starting gate. Here we go. Clock is hot.
Oh, nicely done, Cooper.
Super smooth.
That was it.
Getting Wade Good, Connor Flynn, and a handful of other guys down at the bottom of the hill. Definitely paying close attention to that. Nice, smooth job. Again, Cooper Bentley's driving Money Shot. But he was built for Timmy Sorensen back in the day by Reject Fab. I know a handful of those guys are out here helping out their drivers.
Oh, easy there, Cooper. Easy. Look at that log he flung down the hill.
Getting with it there.
All right, let's see how his time compares. .548. That is a second place time right now for Cooper Bentley. Nick Reich still in the lead with a 90.2. Now followed by Cooper with that 96. Clint Garrison with a 120 and Clay Kaysen with a 152. I see Dustin Medley on the line.
All right. Sounds like I have a course clear. This next bouncer, also a Reject Fab chassis, and probably our biggest horsepower buggy out here. This is the Gold Rush Reclaimed rock bouncer. Again, Dustin Medley got to talk to him a little bit earlier this year, and he said, I've always wanted more power, more power. And he's got this buggy, and I was like, this is enough. He said it just, absolutely just gets with it. I also really like the zoomy headers, too. That's kind of cool. It's very, old school, nostalgic drag car, Come on.
Oh.
Dang it. That is so steep. Oh. Yeah, dang it. When he started to roll a little bit, I thought, man, something ain't right. There he goes. Come back down. Man.
Sounds like another rear
Dang
drive
it.
shaft.
We have a lot of guys
Man.
doing a lot of fixing tonight in the pits, I feel like.
Yeah, they're going to be busy.
Yeah, at least these guys are able to self-recover, though.
We do always appreciate that,
Yes.
that's for sure.
Yeah, dang it.
We hate seeing that, though, for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a buddy, Thomas Lohr, who races with us from time to time. Thomas Lair, who races with us from time to time. He has a purple side-by-side with gold accents, and I love his gold accents. He owns CTC Perfection Driveline. They do a lot of drive shafts for bouncer guys. They made mine. Timmy Swordson hooked me up with them years ago. Yeah,
They might be getting some business.
Yeah,
New business.
he's out of Southern Indiana too, so he could actually bring some parts here for some guys if they needed it.
He might be handing out his phone number.
He does some stuff. Does some stuff for a few guys. Yeah. Well, and most of us have gone to like 1410, 1480, so a lot of us are doing about the same size U joint. So the guys that have spare parts might be very popular in the pits tonight. So we'll see how it goes. I know they can, get some parts overnighted. Hopefully get them back together.
Well, luckily, it's nothing too crazy to have to fix.
And most of the guys breaking
tomorrow.
usually own a company where they have a guy that can be a runner for them, run some parts to them.
That's definitely always helpful, too.
So, all right, I got Johnny Gibbs here. His two-seater chassis coming out of that race line starting gate.
Uh-oh.
Dang it.
Oh.
Come on. Oh. So close. Come on. Oh, I thought he was going to gas on it real hard. He put it back on its side.
It.
Yeah, you could tell he revved it up just one
He
time.
thought about it.
Man. Johnny Gibbs is kind of a wild man driver, so I figured he would try to upright it. If anybody could, it'd be him.
Man, the Yukon Do It Hill is eating people's lunch today.
I think that, again, kind of like earlier this year when he raced here in March or April, whenever it was, you see that front end bounce really hard to the left, and they just can't recover quick enough. And people don't understand how steep this mountain really is.
Yeah.
As you say all the time, pictures don't really do it justice of how steep this thing is. All right, he must have been able to upright it.
Yeah, what just happened? How did he get rolled over? I think that was just a convenient way to get backed up and turned around. Maybe the fun way to get backed up and turned around.
I was like, here we go.
Don't be teasing us like that, Johnny.
Don't be teasing us like that, Johnny. All right, we got an Amsoil action shot. Again, you can see guys kind of coming up and approaching that far right side. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of a lip that's kind of bouncing them off to that left. And once you're sideways on this hill, it's not a real great place to be. And he did everything right. He cut the wheels back to that left, trying to drive down, but unfortunately couldn't quite grab it. But
all right, send the next contestant.
Next victim contestant. Looks like Ben Driscoll sitting down there. Ben Driscoll's been getting really comfortable in this rig. We've seen him do some wild man acrobatics as well. Coming down a pretty place, was able to have the fastest time of the day. Unfortunately, too, have to have a little repairs after that.
Sometimes the two go hand in hand.
Yeah. Wow. I think that was like a neutral drop coming out of the starting line. Which, again, a very cool way to start the race. Just rev it to about $6,000 and jerk it back.
Oh.
Reverse. Again, he kind of He didn't hit.
Back it up, Terry.
Dang it. Come,
Oh, boy.
There,
Oh,
there
and
we
he
go.
saved it. Nicely done.
Dang. Again, once you have that kind of go to the first side, if you can cut the wheels and put it back on all four, you at least get a second chance of it.
There it is. There it is. Nice.
Nice, smooth. There we go. Great transition by Ben Driscoll. Again, he is going to be pumped about that. Again, coming back over here and settling down after a win like that,
that can be hard.
Is a little hard to do, but we need to calm back down, settle it back down a little
your
bit.
Adrenaline's pumping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, easy, Ben.
Definitely feeling good.
No, no. One more. Come back. There you go.
Beep, beep, beep. And you can't see anything in the dust anyway. Baby, come back.
No.
So close.
Okay. He's got it this time.
Again, he is going to be so pumped to be able to get a finish out of this. Heck yeah.
Oh, no. It sounds like he did still go down
Dang it.
the wrong section. Oh, after all that.
Man,
Hate to
see
that.
But at least he knows he got to climb the big hill, the Yukon Do It Hill. All right. Wade has been watching, I guarantee, and formulating a game plan.
Wade had the fastest time by 6 seconds on course 1.
Wade is a pretty good driver.
But right now he is chasing Nick Reich for the points lead right now. Nick already put down a 90.2 on course 2. So that's what Wade needs to beat.
Getting Wade Good launching out of that race line starting gate. Dude, he is roaring through there.
Oh.
Stay in it, stay in it.
Hey, you know he's going to do everything
Yeah.
he can not to roll over right now and end his run.
Yeah, Wade is very good. He is a heck of a wheel man. Again, trying to be able to see exactly where your line is at right now is going to become a little bit of a visibility problem. Again, you can see all the dust and debris on that slick rock, just causing some issues.
But this means that Nick is still hanging on to the fastest time for course 2 right now.
There we go. Come on. He's so close. No. He is so stinking close.
Ooh, you know that's got to be frustrating.
Yeah.
He probably can't see.
Yeah. And again, he's in a heck of a machine. Again, this is Dex Browder's machine. He got to borrow it. Reject Fab built this for Dex a few years ago. So Wade picked up a rental at the beginning of the season and has been just crushing it all year. And look at him getting out the top. Again, it looks like we only have 4 times just finishing right now. That'll put Wade on the top 5 just for this course.
After course 1, though, Wade had cut Nick's 11-point lead down to just 3 points.
Ooh.
But now with Nick having that fastest time now on course 2, he's going to be able to gain some of those points back.
Again, that hill, that Yukon Do It hill has caused all kinds of issues so far this weekend. There we go. Rip into the finish line. That's a 160.028 for Mr. Wade Good. And again, getting a finish there is super important.
All right, guys, I can go ahead and give you a top 5 in just a second. Give me just a minute and we'll go through that. All right, so we're including DNFs. This is what our top 10 is looking like right now. Nick Reich hanging on to the top spot with that 90, followed by Cooper Bentley with a 96, Clint Garrison with a 120, Clay Kaysen with a 152, and Wade Goodnow with a 160. And then our other 6 through 10 are all DNFs.
Yeah. And again, we've had guys even broke. I said earlier we had talked about Tim Bacon. Sounds like he broke a ring and pinion, so he's going to be out for the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah,
I always
it
like
really
seeing
is.
the Bacons out here and watching them
and again,
rowdy get on the hill. We've got Blake Harity now.
I like his color scheme, kind of that army wrap with the orange and black with some sweet-looking orange window nets. Again, Blake coming up, trying to figure out a game plan, I think.
Looks like after Blake makes his run, we'll have about 3 drivers left. I'm not sure what's going on for him right now, though.
Go over check and see what's...
Going to send over our recovery and check things out and see what we can do to help Blake.
Not sure what happened there. Looks like he had had a little bit of a bump coming over this ledge. I'm not sure if maybe he broke something or what the deal is.
All right, guys. We're going to let them work on this recovery for Blake. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back to continue the bouncer action.
There's only one tire brand that can call itself legendary. Rebirthed from the depths of Baja and representing decades of racing heritage, Mickey Thompson Tires announces a new American mud terrain legend. This dominating tire is purpose-built for thrill seekers everywhere. The new Baja Legend MTZ. It's time to get what you really want in a tire. Silica reinforced T4 tread compound for enhanced wet performance. PowerPly 3-ply construction for sidewall protection and responsive handling. Improved 4-pitch side biters for bold looks and off-road grip. Proven MTZ tread styling for undisputed traction. 35 different sizes, and one is just waiting for your rig. Gear up and roll with the American mud terrain legend, the Baja Legend MTZ.
There is this extraordinarily unpredictable beauty to backcountry riding. And I think that's what I love so much about BDR, is that they give you a ticket to experience that. In our own personal lives, I think that we're able to exact a certain degree of control over the outcome of our own destinies. But backcountry riding involves venturing into the unknown, and you have to relinquish this idea that you're in control of the natural world around you. Riding a BDR comes with perspective-altering experiences of extreme beauty and challenges along the way. For sunshine or for rain, riding one will likely be an experience that you will never forget. This year I rode the Idaho BDR, and during my time on that route, the weather seemed to be a humbling adversary. With lightning and rain in the south and smoke and fire in the north, it was a tough route to navigate. But behind each challenge was a life lesson and an accomplishment that I can carry with me for the rest of my life. After spending 14 days exploring the backcountry and living off of MREs and fighting off mosquitoes, I've since come home to my normal life. And I miss the unpredictable nature of my day-to-day experiences. I miss the wanderlust freedom that I got from being out there. And I'm already in the process of planning my next route. There's a whole world that begins where the pavement ends, and BDR has given us the maps to go and see it.
All right. What is up, everybody? Welcome back here. It looks like we've got everybody recovered. And pulling across the course, you're going to see him come across your screen any second, is Chris Grigg right there. Again, that buggy we haven't seen out in a while. He had all kinds of issues this year, but able to come back out and do some racing with us. I am so happy he's here for us this weekend.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen Chris out here. Glad to see he's doing better, feeling better, and back into racing action. Glad to see he was able to make it, too.
Yes.
I know he had some trouble on the way here. He missed course 1, but obviously still able to get here for the rest of our racing. We did, just an update on Blake Harity. We did have the paramedics come over and take a look at him, make sure he's all right, but he walked back to the pits and seems to be doing okay. We're going to get everybody back in place. We've got our paramedics and everybody strategically positioned around the course. So we want to give them some time to get back to their spots. And then we will be sending Ethan Jones off the line.
Again, Chris was trying to get here. Once the last buggy rolls off the line, he had 5 minutes. So he was actually trying to get here before the last buggy rolled off the line. So
he's been hustling.
Just squeaked in, but I'm excited to see him out here. I think he's going to come out and definitely at least put on a show for us.
So we've got Ethan Jones on the line right now. We have Kenneth Cozine, Brandon Davis, and Chris Grigg. And then we'll go into our limited class after that. Uh-oh. No. Oh, no.
Dang it.
Wait,
Looks
it's
like
not
he's-
over
yeah.
yet. Well,
Man.
that's it.
He was like slowly. I thought, well, maybe. He could wiggle it a little bit, maybe to put it back onto the wheel.
Oh, that's like the disrespectful, slow
it really
roll.
is.
Like, look, there's nothing you can do about this.
I had one of those one time. It was like
I think we've all done that.
I
at
think
least
I
once.
set a world record for how slow you could tip over. Like I could have reset my watch, made a grocery list,
That's just like, here we go.
updated my Windows computer. It took a while, but man, I hate to see that. But the good news is, at least with a soft rollover like that, there's probably nothing tore up, so he can come back and do some more racing with us the rest of the weekend.
Yep.
All right, and we got a quick Amsoil action shot while we get some recover underway. Again, this is Ethan Jones out there on course on that wicked buggy. Again, kind of hitting that right side. Unfortunately, that front left driver tire just kind of hugged up underneath there, kind of stuffed him back in. Unfortunately, not able to get it back on all fours right there. But luckily, it did not roll down, tear anything else up, so he'll come out and do some more racing with us again. Looks like got him out there trying to get Keith hooked up, get him all put back on all fours. All right, guys, while we go ahead and get him flipped back on all four rubber tires, we're going to check out some awesome stuff that Power Sports World put out for us.
Hey guys, what's up, man? Brian with Fisher's Off-Road here, and whenever it comes to cleaning your side-by-sides, here's a real quick tip for you. You want to make sure you take your seats out, depending on what kind of ATV or side-by-side you're cleaning, because what happens is you'll see that, we take the seats out of our Can-Am Maverick Sport Maxes here, and we'll put them over here, and we'll kind of clean those real quick and hand wash them as much as we can, because here's what happens. You see where all these stitches are, and then in the back here where the foam's accessible. What happens is we can come over here and I can show you this seat right here. We had this in when we washed it. See that right there? See that water coming out? What happens is whenever we wash our machines and we don't take our seats out, actually that seat was taken out and Tyler did a really good job of trying to clean it without getting it totally wet, but it happens. Your seats get wet, and a lot of times what happens is, you'll wash it, put it away, not think about it, and as you do that over a period of time, you get mold in there, and you get funk. It's nasty. After a bit, next thing you know, if you've ever been in like a pontoon boat or a tent that got wet and hot and dried out, it ends up smelling like funk. Next thing you know, your buddy's getting your buggy, and they're like, dang, dude, this thing smells like cat piss. What's up? So you want to make sure you avoid getting sick from mold and every other funky thing that can live in those seats. And you'll notice it if you ever go to change your seat cover, or if you're going to use it in the winter and you want to put a heated seat pad in underneath your cover and you go to pull that seat cover off, to put the heated seat pad in there and then go to put it back on, you're going to notice that your foam on your seats has mold all through it, and you want to keep that from happening. You want to try and dry out your seats as best you can. I know we go riding a lot of times and it starts raining, or we get in some deep mud sippy holes, and next thing you know, you got water up to your seat. So you want to make sure that you get your seats dried out, and don't wash it and put it away and think that, oh well, it'll just dry as it sits. You want to make sure you do everything you can to dry those seats out, so that way they don't get all funky and smell like cat piss. So there you go, guys. Hope that helps you out. Keep your ride clean. I'll see you out on the trail. Peace.
Turn your headlights off. There you go.
What is up, everyone? We're back here in East Bernstadt, Kentucky for the last and final race of the National Rock Racing Association. Wildcat Off-Road Park, the Yukon Do It Hill has seemed to cause some problems today. But hopefully nothing they can't get fixed and come out and race with us tomorrow for course 3 and 4 of the Unlimited Rock Bouncer class. Looks like we have a few guys left. Looks like Kenneth Cozine and Brandon Davis maybe our 2 Unlimited Bouncers left, and then we have our limited class to follow. We do have Chris Grigg just pulled in. Super excited to see him here. Again, I know he had some issues this year. He had to get everything taken care of, but we're super excited. They had some kind of pull truck vehicle issue, so he was going to be here a little later. He was texting the group chat this morning saying he's going to be here, but he'll be late. And he just pulled in.
He
so
did
luckily,
miss course 1, but we're glad he's here for the rest of it.
Still show up and knock out course 2.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think Chris Grigg has the Yukon Do It Hill to thank for slowing things down just a little bit enough here today that he could make it in time. Our general rule is if you're not able to run at your point in the lineup for whatever reason, you have until 5 minutes after the last driver of that class has run in order to make your run. So he managed to squeak in here just in time. We are finishing the recovery of Ethan Jones on the hill. And then, like Matt said, we've got those 3 drivers left to send. Right now, Nick Reich hanging on to that top spot with a 90.2.
And again, we appreciate everybody here tuning in with us on Rock Racing TV and Power Sports World. It's been a great, awesome day of racing. We have a little bit more to go. We got a few bouncers left before we come out and sign off for the day, and then we have 2 more courses tomorrow, so make sure you guys stay tuned. We have tons of racing action coming your way for the last race of the National Rock Racing Association.
Yeah, we'll have at least 1 course for all of our classes tomorrow. We'll be starting around 10 o'clock Eastern time, just like we did today, and we'll be wrapping everybody up. And then when all the racing is done, we have our annual finals awards banquet, where we all get together for a catered meal, sit down, and we go through our weekend awards and then all of our season awards. We also have a couple fun ones that we throw in there, and so that means we've got a whole lot of hardware to give away, and it's fun to just sit down and have a nice meal with everybody to end the season with. So we'll be doing that Saturday evening for our season drivers.
It is. We start getting a little more ornery as the night goes on. Very good times are had, I promise, by all.
Another shout out once again to Keith and our group of recovery staff and volunteers for helping us keep everybody safe and keep things moving here. Takes a village to put on an event like this, and we wouldn't be able to do it without those guys. So big shout out and thank you to all of them. Looks like Kenneth Cozine on the line.
Again, Kenneth picked up this chassis earlier. Scott over at Sunfire Off-Road built it for him. Again, they did a great job. The Sunfire Off-Road's taken care of a ton of our racers for a few decades or so. Kenneth just ripping out of that race line starting gate. Kenneth is a local Kentucky guy, lives not too far from here. I know him and Wade hang out a lot together. If you're friends with them on social media, you can follow them and check out some of their shenanigans.
Oh, goodness.
Man. He is way up in that woods.
Able to turn downhill and save it, though. Yeah, he got way off to the left on that one.
Kenneth's trying to get squared up there. There we go.
Whoa.
Out the top. Heck
that was
yeah.
nice and smooth.
There we go.
Slow is smooth and smooth is fast? Is that one of those kind of situations,
Yeah, no,
Matt?
I think it was. He kind of came up to that far right side, kind of let the front end, after he got that bounce done. Dang it. He lost steering. Man, that stinks. And again, that's a big, big ledge there. I would not want to come down without steering. Man, you hate to see that. Dang it. Man, stink.
We're going to send out the recovery recon and figure out if we can leave the buggy where it is or what we need to do with it right now to help Kenneth out.
So it looks like I've got 2 racers left in our unlimited class.
Did he break a tire on?
I think so.
I can't see.
They said on the
buggy.
They said his wheels are pointing opposite
Okay.
direction. So, yeah.
Turning around looking at the hill, but I couldn't see it. All right, sounds like the buggy is out of the way, so we're gonna leave it for now and continue with the racing.
All right, we got Brandon Davis in his brand new UFO car on the starting line. He has definitely started getting this thing broke in. He raced a few races with us, a few races with Ultra 4. starting to get it dialed in. Felt pretty good this morning, I'm sure. He's no stranger to that independent front suspension. His last buggy, Menace, was an independent front suspension as well, so I feel like this is a pretty easy transition. Being a center seat car, you're kind of sitting right over the front tires. It's kind of more of a mid-engine. Just had this pick this up earlier this season.
It looks like it's got great visibility compared to the style of a lot of rock bouncers, with it being that like rear/mid engine.
Yeah.
And him being in the center seat, like you said. Whoa, look at him crawl right up it.
Yeah, being that mid-mount engine, you are sitting in the center a little farther forward, so you can see the top of both tires, get a great visibility, which helps, kind of with control. Again, and that independent front suspension just doing work here, soaking everything up.
Oh, not quite enough.
Again, you want to be, this is one of those places, you want to be very careful. You want to kind of carry some speed into it, but not too much. I mean, he is definitely kind of rocketing out the top already, but.
Don't worry. Once he's got a few more horsepowers under there, he could send that thing to the moon.
Yeah, again, you want to just kind of barely get the front of the chassis over there. Being a mid-engine, we were talking about at the start of this race, the mid-engine is really handy for visibility. Unfortunately, does keep a little more of your weight to the backside.
And the one thing that Brandon was saying, it's a new build, obviously. This is his third race in it with us. The one thing that he critiqued about it was he needed a little more horsepower, which I think most guys would say.
Yeah.
Matt, have you ever said you needed more horsepower?
I could always use more horsepower.
Everybody but old Gold Rush.
Yeah.
Could use some horsepower.
Pretty much. Yeah.
125.592 for Brandon Davis. That means we've got Chris Grigg ready to hit the course for the first time for him today. Missed course 1, had some issues on his way here getting to the park, but was able to make it in time to run course 2. I think he's raring to go.
There we go. He is
Chris
ready
has been
to go.
missing out on some racing for part of this season, and it seems like he is ready to be back in action. See how he handles the Yukon Do It Hill.
Again, luckily he got here enough time to watch a few guys.
This is a wide open design built chassis.
He didn't feel good about that hit.
Again, you can see that driver's side is just such a big cavern.
Oh!
Yeah. Dang it.
He launched way to the left.
Try to get back on all fours. There we go.
He's on his wheels. I think he was trying to beat DC Thompson for how many barrel rolls he could make down the hill today.
So I did 4 earlier this year, and I think we have a couple guys that are trying to tie that at least.
DC had at least 3. I think Chris has at least 3 after that. We got the thumbs up for Chris, but we're not sure if the buggy is fit to continue. All right, we're hearing that he's got a busted shock.
Man.
That will take him out for now.
All right. Looks like an AMSO action shot here. We'll cut to real quick. Again, we've seen a lot of guys have a lot of trouble on this Yukon Do It Hill today. And again, you can see that front right or the front left driver tire kind of get stuffed up underneath that little ledge. Unfortunately, kind of pop up there. Yeah. Looks like he was able to put it back on the wheels on 3 rollovers, so I think him and DC both ended up with about 3 today.
Well, that means that we have completed course 2 for the unlimited bouncer class. Nick Reich had the fastest time. You guys give me just a second. We'll pull up our top 10 for you. There it is. Nick Reich with a 90.2 was able to hang on to the lead. Cooper Bentley right behind him with a 96. Then we had Clint Garrison, Brandon Davis, and Clay Kaysen rounding out our top 5 on course 2.
Wade Good coming in with that troublesome run at 6th, and then the rest of everyone else had a DNF. So, hey, we had a top 6, basically, out of today. And that's going to wrap up.
We've seen worse and we've seen better.
We really have. Again, we're just going to wrap up our unlimited class in the Rock Bouncer. Now we're moving to our bouncer class, our limited bouncer class. But we're going to cut to them right after this quick commercial break, so don't go anywhere. All right, guys, welcome back. We're not quite done racing today. We have a few more bouncers to get done. This is our limited class. We introduced this class at the beginning of the season. First season for it. We're excited to see it. We're very, very happy. We got Dustin Carter sitting in that race line starting gate with his small block Ford that he's been monster trucking around here all weekend. Again, his thing absolutely roars. Last night we were in the little Tim Bacon's camper, we were talking, and he said, yeah, it's just a small block Ford. I'm like, there's no way. He's like, yeah. I said, that motor screams for being a small block Ford.
Well, it's been working for Dustin. He's second in points in the limited bouncer class for the season behind Justin Hoback. And let's see. Quick rundown from course 1. Travis Skelton had the fastest time, then followed by Dustin Carter and Justin Hoback, and then Colton Landwehr, unfortunately, was a DNF. We'll see how these guys handle course 2 and the Yukon Do It wall.
All right, clock is hot. Again, we got Dustin Carter coming out of race line starting gate. It has very snappy throttle response, so depending on his approach, he may be able to kind of climb out that far right side. Come on, come on.
Oh, nice.
There we go.
He didn't wait for it to throw him over there. He just went ahead and dove right in head first, and it worked. Nicely done. He's been watching the rest of the class go, and he said, all right, I got this.
Yeah, again, there are a few trees and some safety workers over there who got a really great front row seat to that launch. Again, his iconic neon green cage kind of sticks out on this course. There we go.
Well, so far, Dustin Carter in the limited class has been able to do what so many in our unlimited class didn't pull off today. So a great run going for Dustin. A reminder, there is no rear steer allowed in this class, so they are completing this course without the benefit of that rear steer.
That's a 114.878 for Mr. Dustin Carter. And again, following Dustin is Justin. Justin Holback coming up to that race line starting gate. Wow. Dustin Carter is only 14 seconds behind Nick Reich's time. That's impressive. Got Justin Holback down there. Coming out of that race line starting gate again. We have a handful of guys racing this weekend who are just trying to get to Saturday. Again, this is a very tough course. Try not to break anything. Keep the car together. That we can get maximized points.
Justin Holback is coming into the weekend with a 50-point lead
Ooh.
over Dustin Carter.
So he just needs to finish each course that Dustin does to hang on to that first place spot.
But Dustin is not going to make it easy for him because that run that he just laid down was quite impressive.
Yeah, that was super impressive. Yeah.
Oh,
there we go.
Nice.
Come on.
Nicely
there we go.
done, Justin Holback.
There we go.
Just pulling right up on it and then saying, here we go.
That is awesome. Again, that is a big motor with a Whipple on it. You can definitely tell he's using every ounce of that horsepower there.
I got to say, I wasn't sure how Justin was going to handle the Yukon Do-It Hill or what his approach was going to be. That was impressive. Our limited class is showing out right now on course 2.
Again, going to watch him skide out here a little bit. Again, this is pretty heavy chassis. He's going to have to carry a little bit of momentum into it.
Yeah, we're going to need a little more send for the spider steps.
I think this is like 5,400 pounds roughly. There we go. Man, just hearing it romp.
Again, this is also Justin's first season racing in the bouncer class. He's raced various UTV classes for years, but this is his first season in the bouncer. Old showstopper 2.0.
And he's done very well. Again,
clearly he's leading by 50 points coming into the weekend.
Been very competitive, completing a lot of the courses that maybe even some of our unlimited drivers couldn't do. Having a very respectable time. Again, these guys are racing the same course that the bouncers race. There we go. Again, luckily that motor's pretty front heavy, so I think bringing that front end down isn't too bad.
Come on, baby, you got so good. Let's finish strong. Let's go.
Matt, you know what I'm going to say to Justin now?
I do.
It's all downhill from here.
And normally that's not too bad. This is still a little rough course coming down it. Still have some pretty good ledges here.
Hey, I am impressed with our limited class right now. These guys are handling this course like pros.
doing an awesome job.
That's a 2:03.546 for Justin. I think at this point, it's definitely not about the time, but rather just completing the course.
Yeah.
As a reminder, our Unlimited Bouncer Cup class only had, 6 finishes? Yeah, 6 finishes out of our whole field of drivers. So far, we are 2 for 2 in the limited bouncer class, and we've got Colton Landwehr about to leave the line down here. This is Colton's first time racing with us here with the NRRA. Unfortunately, he did have I think he had a rollover on course 1, had a DNF.
I seen a little smoke puffing out of that buggy at the starting line. I think still a little left over from that first rollover. Oh, dang it.
And that will complete his run. All right, hold up. Oh, he's going.
Oh, nope.
He's going. Keith, catch him. Oh, he took out a couple flags. Y'all check him.
All right, he went ahead and
Dang it.
came right on down to Keith. He knew that Keith was going to be the one to help him. Tough break for Colton Landwehr today. But, hey, it takes guts to get out here and race for your first time ever. We're glad to see him out here giving it his best go at the courses. While they work on that recovery, I think now would be a good time to remind you guys that even though this is our last season race, we do have one more event for the year, and that is coming up October 24th and 25th. That's Battle of the Bouncers. It's going to be in Jay, Oklahoma at America's Outdoor Adventure Park. You might remember that's Mid-America Outdoor, same park. This is going to be a bracket-style, head-to-head type racing for the bouncers and UTV, so it's different than our usual series and season style of racing. So that's going to definitely be fun. It's going to be changing it up a little bit for our drivers. So that's October 24th and 25th, Battle of the Bouncers in Jay, Oklahoma.
All right, we got an Amsoil action shot real quick. Coming up again, like I said, it's kind of been kicking everybody to that far right side. Dang it, just watch him roll down.
Well, if nothing else, Colton definitely got himself a Skinny Pedal nomination for today.
It was like 3 3/4 rollover. I think he was trying to go for that 4th double gainer there.
Looks like they tried to roll it over and had a little too much roll in there, and it went back over the other side.
It's scared.
It's
like,
tired.
No.
This buggy is tired.
It's tired. Oh, yeah.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
Yeah.
It's been through a lot today.
Yeah. All right, why they get him flipped back up and pulled off course, we're going to show you guys a really awesome 5-minute feature of Power Sports World, some of the showcases, some of the cool stuff they have going on, and we'll be back right after these messages.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm Brian with Fisher's Off-Road, and today I'm going to be answering a question that I get a lot this time of the year. Right now, we are in the beginning of November. It's archery season here in Middle Tennessee. The rut is about to pop off, and I get a question every year that goes something like this. Can I use my ATV or side-by-side to get to my stand, my setup, my blind? Can I use it to get back in closer to where I'm hunting? This is a question that I get all the time this time of the year, and this is not a yes or no question. This is not a one-size-fits-all question. As a matter of fact, this is always a controversial question. This is one of those that it sets some people off, and it's another one that some people are like, oh, you know, this is what I do. So I can't tell you yes or no. All I can tell you is how we do it, how I do it. And especially in our area here in Middle Tennessee, for us, we do use our ATV and side-by-side to get close to the stand and then walk the rest of the way in. Now, that being said, we also use our ATVs and side-by-sides every day of the year, all hours of the day. We'll do night rides. We'll do daytime stuff. We work around our property. Our neighbors use their ATVs and side-by-sides to check their cattle, to feed their cattle. We use our ATVs and side-by-sides around here in Middle Tennessee as like a normal vehicle, everyday use. If you're in an area where there's absolutely no ATV or side-by-side or recreational activity at all during the year, and you come in there during deer season and you start getting in your unit and you're starting it up at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning, and you're getting back to your stand, those deer are going to know. They're going to know something's up. So if you have an area, especially a public area, like if you're using it on public property, something like a wildlife management area that you can use an ATV or side-by-side on, you got to be really careful with that, because that can also trigger some emotions from other guys or gals that may not use a vehicle to get back into where they're going. Our property borders 2,000 acres of wildlife management area here in Middle Tennessee, and there's a road that goes around the outside of the property. Now, during hunting season, you can use that road. So I hear people driving on it when I'm up in my stand hunting, and actually it's a good thing for me, because a lot of times they'll push deer back over to our side, and we capitalize on that opportunity. It's just one of those things, you got to be considerate of other hunters and neighbors. I've been on hunts in other states where we use side-by-sides and ATVs to get a good ways back into our stand, and then we'll kind of shut them off and we'll walk in the rest of the way. I've even actually been on a hunt where I had a side-by-side parked literally 100 yards away, and there was more deer over by that side-by-side walking by in that area than there were in my area. So you just never know. It's like I said, it's not a one-size-fits-all, but you just got to be courteous of other hunters and think about the area you're going into. How loud is your side-by-side? It all comes down to the noise level. Sometimes I've even heard people playing their radio in a unit while they're going back to a stand or getting back to an area. So I would not recommend that. I would keep it as chill and low profile as possible. I've been on hunts already with outfitters where we did not use any ATVs or side-by-sides. They just didn't believe in it. They didn't like it. But they would use their pickup trucks to get us back in pretty far and then drop us off. But that's also what they did every day. So you just got to remember, whatever the daily routine is, whether it's a pickup truck, an ATV, a side-by-side. And I also notice now a lot of guys are starting to use the e-bikes to get back into where they're going hunting, which is a different subject and topic and discussion all its own, because I have a video I'm getting ready to put out now on e-bikes, and you might want to check your local public hunting areas, because like we have, like I said.
All right, we're back. We're ready to get back to racing here. Travis Skelton, I know, is ready to go. He is sitting on the line there. He is going to wrap up our day of racing here at Wildcat. This is our final driver for Course 2 of the Limited Bouncer class.
Blast from the past, Travis.
We have like a sea of buggies down at the bottom of the hill.
Travis had the fastest time on course 1.
Again, coming down, he has that rear mount engine buggy. This is only like a year or so old.
Dustin Carter and Justin Hoback both able to finish the course so far.
Oh, again, having that rear mount engine means his front end's going to be a little lighter, but the good news is that might help put more pressure on the back to kind of get that rear end up there.
He's got it.
Come on. There we go.
Nicely done.
Yeah. Yeah, literally riding a wheelie out of that top of that hill.
Ooh.
Again, suspension's definitely doing some work there.
One thing we used to say about Travis a lot when he was racing in the UTV class is that he was fast on the downhills.
Yeah,
a lot like we say about Wade these days. So I'm not surprised to see him come flying down there. The Spider send-offs sending him up the hill. Uh-oh.
Let that motor rip.
He almost got a little more than he bargained
Yeah.
for on his reverse there. There you go.
Again, nice, easy steps there. Taking your time, making sure you're picking your line. Again, rear steer is not allowed in the limited class. So again, they don't have that feature of just being able to correct real quick if they don't like the line they picked. So making sure you're coming down the way you want is very important in this class.
Again, I am impressed with our limited class being
Heck
able
yeah.
to get 3 drivers across the finish
Yeah.
line when so many struggled in our unlimited class. Well done.
That's a
169.714. And that is going to wrap up our day of racing here at Wildcat. Remember, this is day 2 of 3, so we're going to be back tomorrow to do it all again. Real quick, though, I want to run through our limited bouncer course 2. Dustin Carter had the fastest time with a 1:14, followed by Travis Skelton with a 1:69, and then Justin Hoback with a 2:03. So well done to all of our racers today for an awesome day of racing action. We'll be starting again about the same time tomorrow as we did today. That's about 10 a.m. Eastern time. Everybody, all of our classes are going to be running at least one course tomorrow. We'll be wrapping up our day of racing and then going off to our awards banquet here. So thank you guys for joining us today on Hillside Live. We will see you again tomorrow morning.
We'll see you guys.